use their children's transgender identity as a badge of honor.
Oh, they're walking out.
Honor.
All right, what is up, friends? Welcome back. First, I guess I should address the elephant in the room. Yes, I had to cut the beard off. It's only temporary. We have a 4-month-old baby, and she hates it. It gets in her face, and she cries when I hold her, so I took one for the team. But anyway, let's get on to the subject of this video. We're back at it with this 14-year-old girl who is crushing it at these school board meetings. I told you guys I was probably going to feature most of her videos from her mom's channel just because I want to spread awareness about what she's doing. This one is no exception to the other two that I've already talked about. She specifically talks about how the wife of one of the school board members apparently is attacking her on social media. Anyway, let's get into this thing.
I'm back by popular demand. However, it seems I'm not so popular with certain people. One of them is your wife, Mr. King. She is very worried about me advocating for students. However, I want to commend her for bringing attention on her social media posts to some of my greatest accomplishments, like being the youngest person ever to give a speech on stage at a Trump rally. The crowd...
I mean, first off, just really quick, and I'll let it roll. If you're an adult and you're going to basically talk smack about a 14-year-old on social media, I think you need to kind of reevaluate your principles and your values, which it sounds like is exactly what happened here. I'm not familiar with the situation, but I mean, clearly the wife of one of the school board members came at this 14-year-old girl on social media. And watch what happens next, though. This is the worst part. They get upset.
Was over 10,000 people and millions more online. Also the fact I've been involved in politics since I was 6 years old. That was my own choosing, as my parents were completely uninvolved in politics until I expressed an interest in it. So, your wife, Mr. King, is upset that a 14-year-old is advocating so well for herself and others, that she's making her own decisions about the direction of her life. Apparently, she fails to recognize her own hypocrisy and all.
So this is where the school board's about to get really upset. Also, I just want to say, to my point in the previous videos about this girl, she's exactly right. Like, here's a 14-year-old, and she even said, since I've been 6 years old, I've been into politics, and it wasn't even because of my parents, which I didn't know that. That's pretty shocking. I didn't realize. I just assumed her parents were very politically involved, and so naturally she got involved as well. But it's even more impressive that this girl found a path for herself and pursued that and stands up for what she believes. And like I said before, no matter what side of the aisle they're on, we should support that instead of demeaning and belittling someone who's not even an adult for finding a political identity and speaking up for what they believe in. So anyway, let's continue here, and you'll see when they get upset at her.
All this, considering she supports the Pride movement, a movement that openly touts children as
excuse me,
as toddlers deciding to change their gender. Let me speak.
No.
And adults.
No personal attacks is what they said to her, even though the wife of this board member personally attacked her online.
That's not right. I reclaim my time.
I'm telling you, there's no.
And adults must affirm that child's wishes.
Put it on social media.
Keep going, Amelia.
Mr. King.
Maybe a little more respect.
I reclaim my time. This is my time to speak, not yours. Mr. King, others weighed in. Mr. King, others weighed in on your wife's social media post. One called me an unfortunate child. I'm not unfortunate at all. The unfortunate children are those of leftist parents who use their children's transgender identity as a badge of honor.
Oh, they're walking out.
Who fight to keep sexually graphic books in school libraries so their children can read them, then be susceptible to being groomed or victims of sex crimes. They want drag queens in schools and even take their kids to pride parades where men dance naked, women expose their breasts, and everyone touts the virtues, or lack thereof, with being
Wow.
part of all that insanity. No to all that. I am an extremely fortunate
Okay,
child.
a couple remain,
My
so that's
parents
good.
taught me morals and values and how to critically think and do my own research. I have a dad who works extremely hard and even risked his life to serve our country in 2 wars. So I've learned respect for the American flag, Pledge of Allegiance, veterans, and love for our country. My parents recognized the decline of public schools and saved me from that toxic environment. I'm learning more being homeschooled than I ever did in public school. Perhaps your wife and her ilk feel threatened by me advocating for kids because I pose a threat to their system. A system that indoctrinates
Oh, another
kids
one walking
into
out, I
mindless
think.
activists who will be unable to fully function in the real world or lead happy lives. My advice is to stop worrying about me and worry about the effects the public schools' destructive agendas are having on your own kids. I'm the fortunate one here. Your kids, not so much. Thank you.
All right, so I actually hadn't watched that clip all the way through, and I didn't realize they all walked out, or most of them walked out. That is actually mind-blowing, even for them. If you're so fragile that you're going to let a 14-year-old girl drive you out of a public hearing, something that's paid for by taxpayers, and they have the right to voice their grievances, you're going to let a 14-year-old girl scare you away. That is crazy. I had only watched a little bit in the beginning of this, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. I want to react to it. But I did not realize they walked out. Wow. I mean, they should be ashamed, man. You're a grown-ass man letting a 14-year-old girl scare you away. Once again, you guys already know how I feel about this girl. I think she's doing awesome things. I think it's amazing that she's speaking up. But I do want to say again, because I think it's important to say again, that it doesn't matter what you think. If you're a young person, standing up for what you believe, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, is a good thing. They should champion that no matter what. That's what I feel. If this was someone who had the polar opposite beliefs as this young lady, I would still support their right to stand up and defend those beliefs. And I would be impressed that a young person did so. We need to support that no matter what side of the aisle you're on, period. And the fact that these grown men walk out because, I don't know, the words she's saying hurts their feelings, that is just shameful. So shameful. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, another awesome clip from this young lady.